So today we got to play
Nassau.
So this game is very piracy. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because board games are amazing, and that's what we do here at Legends. Are amazing, and that's what we do here at Legends of Nirvana. Now, Randy, can you tell us a little bit more about this game?
I can. So this is a 2024 release, but it is a re-implementation of Rum Pirates, which is a much older release. Board Game Geek rating for this is 7.3. The rank is 11,319 currently. 2 to 4 player game, average length of 90 to 120 minutes. You probably are going to want to double that the first time you get this out, because there's a lot of punching and a lot of setup. The recommended age is age 14 and up. Probably doesn't need to be once you understand, but there are a lot of little rules, and it's kind of 2 games in one anyway. Design is by Stephan Feld, who's one of our favorite designers. Art is by Clemens Franz. Published by Queen Games. Now this is the Kickstarter Deluxe version with the all-in. The price for this on Kickstarter was $129. This is not available in stores yet, and you probably won't find the Kickstarter version except for resellers of Kickstarters. There's going to be a retail release of this too. The Kickstarter paired with Kathmandu was what the bundle was on Kickstarter, and I got that. So we also have Kathmandu to play. But this was, the bundle was $245 for early bird, $255 if you waited till the end. So basically just $5 off the combined price, or actually less than X. It's $129 times 2. So
pricey.
Yeah, it's a bit pricey, but you do get some upgraded bits for a Queen game.
All right, let's talk about quality of components. You do get screen printed meeples, as well as shaped wooden bits. You have a bunch of wooden cubes. Those are pretty standard, as well as your hexagons. You're pretty accustomed to seeing those.
They replace all the cardboard bits with wooden tokens. These are a little thin for what you typically see, but they are screen printed on both sides.
Your player board is in the shape of a ship. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that's kind of cool. You can add sails, add pirates, add weapons. There is a little bit of an inlay, aka there's one little thing you can take. Hole punch. You can take these out to see whether they're open or closed. Opening meaning you can actually store stuff in them. Nothing too exciting about the bits. Overall, though, I'm probably going to give this a 6.5. I mean, there's nothing really. I mean, yeah, you have wooden bits instead of your cardboard stuff. It's just nothing too exciting.
Yeah, I wish I had known of the wooden bits, because I punched all of the cardboard bits out, and I wouldn't have needed to, because a lot of these are replaced. So I've got a whole baggie of cardboard bits that I didn't need, and it took a long time. There's a lot of cardboard sheets in this.
Yeah, I know. I see them. They're on our chair over there.
Yeah, I need to throw them away. Yeah, I don't think it's quite that low. I think it's probably more of a 7.5, and I probably would have gone higher if these were thicker. They're kind of flimsy for a wooden bit. And yeah, you still have the traditional vibrant red, blue, green, yellow that you typically see with Queen games, which I still don't like, but it does have a lot of nice stuff in it compared to what you typically see from Queen. And I do think the board actually reminds me of Taverns of Tiefenhall, or whatever it's called, where you upgrade the bar. That's what it reminds me of.
That one's a little more like that. Actually has inlaid boards, and like you flip the sides.
Yeah.
The only thing you flip is these. I mean, you do add the sails, so there's a little bit of that, I guess, to say, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think it's above and beyond. I think they are headed in the right direction. They should have just kept on going.
You do get a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of add-ons in the box that you can expand the game with.
Which we didn't get to use, so there may be pieces of it that I'm missing.
No, I mean, there's still the same quality. It's just there's more stuff.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to the actual theme, you be pirates. And you are going to go and explore the seas and either trade with different places. The fact is that you said they were trading, but it takes 2 weapons to do it, so I don't think they're trade so much.
Well, they're pirates.
I mean, I think
more importantly, this you've mentioned before. You love pirate. You're attracted to pirate themes, but you always have to hate it because you attack each other.
You don't have to do that in this one.
No attacking in this one. You do occasionally take forts away from each other, but
but that's fine. That's just area control.
That's area control.
So, and Randy, we'll talk about that in gameplay. Alright, so, but overall, so you travel and you explore the seas, you come across different monsters that hopefully you can defeat. Sometimes you, in fact, meet the Kraken. And then you go explore different forts that you try to take over and take over different towns, as well as trade at different ports. So you get that pirate theme without actually having to battle your other opponents, which I greatly appreciate.
And you travel to Nassau and collect different goods to help you on your excursions.
Well, yeah, that was actually really interesting on how to get resources at the beginning. However, I will say you are mean and evil because you would never lead me the way I wanted you to go.
Yeah.
So he's lame. But overall, the theme-wise, I think it's really great. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm really glad I don't actually have to battle someone else, a player. So because of that, I'll probably give this a 7.5. I liked it.
I'm going way higher than that.
Oh,
this
wow.
one, I think, captures the pirate essence in every aspect of the game. Even the cards you get, they have S for starter cards, and then they have A and B, but the A says R on the back of them. So just little things like that are just captured really well in this game. And the whole concept, you go to a village, which is the pirate village of Nassau, and you gather up your goods, and then you go out exploring, and you raid and pillage and plunder.
Yeah.
I mean, it captures every aspect of being a pirate.
What's your score for it then?
I'm giving it a 9.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm way off base. No.
No, I mean, it's a fun theme. The art is cartoonish, but it's fun. You know,
I can see why you say. I mean, the theme is intrinsic to gameplay.
Right.
They did pair that very, very well.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming at with the 9.
And they have like the add-ons are like the Flying Dutchman and the different.
Yeah. So fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So moving on to the rule book. How was that?
A mixed bag. So you've got a rule book that it's kind of hard to count. Well, it's 16 pages of rules and then 4 pages of addendum. Interestingly, they made the rules on this side, and then when you flip it over, it's upside down for the appendix. So you have to turn it upside down and then do it. But the rules themselves weren't too bad, but the examples they give don't clarify everything. Like one of the big questions we had involved the weapons, because there's power-ups when you attack and defeat things with the different weapons, and there's weapons paired with each type of creature or ship or whatever you might encounter. And the scoring of the benefit that you get just has an icon, but there's nowhere in the book that it tells you what those icons mean, and we had some confusion on that. Also, the in-game scoring on that wasn't really well defined.
Yeah, I still have no idea why I have so many weapons.
Well,
they
act as a multiplier at the end of the game scoring, which is great, but and the count of your base. So, I mean, I like the way the scores. It's just it would have been nice to have a little more clarity in here, but you know, the appendix goes into really good detail about the critters that are going to sit on your hat, which I love. That's another part of the game.
That's actually really cool.
And then the different all the different iconography that you might find on the cards, but nothing to do with your ship or your board. So given that, I'll give this probably given the fact that we had to reach out and there was really no FAQ and there was nothing on Board Game Geek even, so I had to post a question out there and got an answer back today to clarify. I'll go ahead and give this a 7.5.
Okay. Alright, so moving on to the actual gameplay. So the first part of the gameplay, it's really 2 sections, right? So you have the exploring of the city where you have so many workers. So in this instance, Randy, take 2 of your workers back. Here you go. Here's some workers. Here's me some workers. Take some more workers,
Randy. Oh, I
Randy.
guess we're taking all of our workers.
There you go. All right, so now it's Randy's turn because I had just placed. So Randy, he's going to pick where he wants to go.
Yeah, so there's a pirate captain, and he leads the trail. So everybody manipulates that same captain, but you get to determine the path you want to take. So I can manipulate this captain to go up and get 2 bottles of rum, or I can come over here and get a weapon.
Or you can go through the wall.
Or you have the option of going off the board and coming back on another section, but you have to pay a coin to do that. You're taking the ferry or whatever to another location. So I'm going to go up here and get 2 potions. So I'm going to go here, I move the captain to the end of the trail, and I take 2 potions and I add them to my boat. Now these don't require to go in your hold. They just, actually I don't know why I might have one in my hold over there. They just go on your ship up here.
Alright. And then I will take my turn, and I decided that I am actually, I'm going to go get another pirate dude.
Yep.
And
move him up there.
Yep. And then I get a dude that goes on my ship, and he will help me fight battles moving forward.
And I am going to snag the ever elusive coins over here.
Dude, coins are so hard to get. Man, that is so underrated. Like, I was like, oh, coins at the beginning, and then I realized, no, that was my mistake. I should have always gotten coins. Those are rough.
And those go up here, too.
All right, I am out of workers. I got 1 more. I can't go any forward, so I'm going to end up passing. So instead of taking my turn, I'm actually going to place my ship. It should have been with me. I'm going to place my ship on one of these entry points. Like I said, gold is very exclusive, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to get 2 provisions and a gold. All right, and then Randy, continue.
Yeah, so
continue if he wants to.
I've got 3 sailors left. Now I could continue on, but there's advantages to having some left behind on your ship, so I'm going to stop and keep my 3, and I'm going to put mine on here. And
so just to remember, he's choosing to get less resources. So that you really have to make some of those decisions when you're going through. It's like, okay, do I need those workers out on to explore, or do I want to use them to gain resources that I need now?
Right. So now I can start at Nassau here, but as this has progressed in the game, I actually have some ports that I've conquered. So I have the option of starting at one of those ports instead. I sacrifice some of the resources I would get, but I get further distance in the movements. So I could do that. Plus you get 2 victory points for starting at a port you control.
I don't know. Resources are just so lucrative.
I know. It's a toss-up here.
Well, plus you have 3 movements. So.
But I do need, considering I don't have any bags, I'm going to go ahead, and these are provisions, I'm going to go there and take 3 provisions, which these act as actions on the...
And they do have to be stored on your boat. You can have 3 taking up 1 location, 4 ammunition, and 1 trade good. All right. So, then it's coming back to me, and so now I get to do my movement. I only have 2 sails, so I can only move to a max of 2. And so there is the next. So one thing to keep and consider where you're going is that this track here, you have to feel it from the beginning.
Well, you don't have to, but that's if you want a multiplier.
So here's the thing. Sure, you can fill not in order, but then it goes to =0 until you get multipliers. So why waste the energy until later on?
Yeah, getting the cylinders is going to still give you value.
Yeah, but gold is so hard to come by.
I agree.
You really want to use it on multipliers. Do what you will. It's your choice. But I'm going to tell you. So anyway, so I'm looking at the next one I need is blue. So I'm going to go searching, and I see that there is a blue here. So that's where I'm actually going to be headed. I have the requirements for it. So I'm going to move 1, 2. Now the one thing to keep in mind is that I'm going to be looking for a kraken in this portion of the ocean. If I go through any section of the ocean that has a kraken, I'm actually stalled out, okay? But we're in luck. I don't have to deal with that. I'm going to go here. I have the 2 requirements, and so now I'm going to pay my provision for doing the action. All right, that I'm going to be taking the blue cube and putting it in my boat to later on use. And so now Randy is up. What are you going to be doing?
Well, I need red ones, but over there there's a red. Those are brown.
Yes.
Well, shoot.
There's a red at the top and a red in the corner.
Yeah, that red has swords, and I don't have swords.
The other one is guns.
Yeah. Guns, I have guns, but it's all the way on the other side of the board, so...
Well, why don't you do something in between?
Yes, I think I'm going to have to.
We're not actually finishing the game. We've
Fine.
already over.
All right, that's it. All right, so I'm going to move. I have 3 sails, so I can go 1 here, 2, and then 3. And I'm going to fight one of these guys here. All right, so I go up to here. There's a 5, which is really a powerful ship. But I have 3 guns, and I have collected a bomb during the game. So the bomb actually does 2 hits immediately, just for free. So if it only costs 2 damage, you could just wipe it out. So I'm playing that. I take 2 cubes out of my supply when I play the bomb, and I put them on that token. Now, I have 3 guns, so I can take 3 of my cubes. Since I have 3 sailors, you have to have every weapon or every sail has to have a matching sailor, or it doesn't count. It's a pairing. So I've got 4 sailors, 3 guns. So I'm going to put 3 cubes on it, which is enough to defeat it. But he still gets to attack back, and he gets 5 attacks back. So he's going to give... I have to draw 5 tokens out of this bag.
And hope for the best, my friends.
Right. So... Oh, crud. So far, not so good. Yep, he hit me 5 times. So in order now to try to fend off some of this, I have... Because I have 3 sails and 3 pirates, I roll 3 dice. And if I roll a 3 or higher, I can negate tokens here. So I got 2 of them I get to get rid of. Let's see. Well, that's... I don't want to break a gun. Oh, I don't want to lose... Well, I guess a hold wouldn't be too bad because I have some empty holds. He would kill a sailor. I'm not big on that. There's a pet. I definitely don't want to lose my pets at this point. I got extra sailors. So I can negate those 2, and I guess I will lose a hook, which just sucks. But okay, so I lose a hook, I lose a sailor, and I lose part of one of my holds, but I do defeat it.
So he's going to take that tile. These go back to his general supply. The 5 token goes here. He'll end up getting 5 victory points.
Yep, and it goes in my ship pile, and I also get to draw as a bonus. I get 5 points, but I also get to draw a product out of here, hoping for a red, but I got a red.
See, look at that. Now you didn't have to travel across the ocean.
That was my next.
We don't get to put it on there yet.
Oh, that's right. I got to put it in my hold because I have to deliver it to Pirates Cove.
Yes. Skull Island. All right, so that is... Oh, did you pay your provisions for doing the action?
There's my provision.
All right, so then I'm going to continue forth on my journey, and I'm going to move here, and then I am going to go up to this fortress. Now, this fortress requires swords. It has 2 swords. I'm actually going to take 2 of my ammo because I have 2 swords, so I can do that. And I'm going to place it on here. Now I have majority on the tower, which gives me victory points at the end of the round. So those are very important. Randy forgot about them completely the first 2 rounds, and that's probably why I won. Well, because I got to double them.
Yeah.
I had 12 points 2 times, and he didn't have anything, so it hurt.
So I'm going to move to the next space where, unfortunately, there's a kraken, so I have to stop.
Stop. There you go.
So I can still take an action. I could attack one of the creatures, but I don't have to fight the kraken in order to move on. It's just a stopper. So I'm going to use the fort there, and I'm going to go ahead and put one of my cubes on the fort.
It's cannon. Oh, you only have 1 cannon.
Yeah, I only have 1 cannon.
So
you by default have 1 of every attack.
The other thing that you can possibly do, I'm out of provisions. Don't forget to pay your provisions.
Yep.
The other thing that you can do is you can stop at a location and drop off one of your sailors and get the thing that is on the tile. So in this case, I drop him off and I get another weapon. Mm-hmm. So that is an option. That covers pretty much all of it. So now that I'm ready to pass, because I'm actually out of provisions, I can't do anything further, I am going to go to Skull Island. Now,
that's optional. You don't have to go to Skull Island.
Right. But you really should.
If you have product.
Yeah. So I am going to spend 1 coin to put 1 on there. Okay. And you can choose to pay 3 coins to pay 2. Or 5 to play 3. So it gets kind of costly.
Mm-hmm.
And coin's really hard to come by. So I only played the 3 once.
Yep.
But that is an option that you can do. And this is pretty powerful in the fact that for each multiplier, you times the numeric, add them all up, and then times it by the total cubes in there. So like I said, the one that's a 0 placed down here is still going to be worth something because it's going to be times by the multiplier at the end of the game. But you really want to focus on those multipliers.
Yep. So I would go there, pay 1, and do the same thing. And just pay and put that over there. Then
I'm going to go over to the storytelling. All right, so I have cards in my hand, and they tell different things that I need to do to gain victory points. Now, the problem is I need alcohol, rum, to be able to play one of these cards. I did not pick up any rum, so I'm not going to be able to play any cards, which is very, very sad, because I will end up with -5 victory points for not playing. But if I were to say have a rum...
Well, I have rum, so you can bypass it, and I can go there.
Which means you'll get even more points. Exactly. He gets 5 victory points for having the most.
Alright, so look, I'm going to go over there. I've only got 1 card, unfortunately, and I don't have what's on the picture on it. But this is one of my favorite parts of the game. So you're going over there and spinning yarns, they call it. So I can play it face up if I had 2 cannons and get 2 victory points. But I can tell everybody I had 2 cannons and make this story up about it, and everybody knows I'm lying. I put it face down, I get 1 victory point for it. So all of them are worth, no matter what they are, they're only worth 1 if you play them as a lie. But if you tell the truth and you have it, you get more points.
Yeah, and there's some that are worth even like 9 victory points. So right. Just keep that in mind. So that you do that 4 times the round. And overall, I thought it was a very fun pirate-themed game. I thought it was cute. I liked a lot of the mechanisms. If I'm feeling piratey, I think this is definitely one that I'd be like, hey, let's get this out.
Yep.
Because, like I said, I'm not actually battling other people. But I am going around and exploring in ocean blue. So
yeah, one thing to note is you score points during the game, but most of your scoring is at the end of the game. So you have 4 different multipliers. One is how many weapons you've accumulated during the game times the total number of weapons you have. So you take whichever column you have the most of and multiply it times all the tokens you've acquired. And then you also get victory points for how many animals you've accumulated on top of your sailors, 8 per each one you have. And then you get the points from the different items you've collected, and as the multipliers Miranda mentioned. And then the final one is for these battles you have. You get the number of victory points pictured again times the number of different categories you have. So if you have all five of them, if you've won a battle in, you're going to get a big multiplier against those scores.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about our scores for this game.
Not the ones we actually played and won, because that sucked.
What?
In the
I
game,
did win.
Badly, yeah.
Yeah,
beat me badly.
He forgot about the area control part, which is the part I never liked playing, but I always win at. Yeah, so overall, I thought it was fun. I thought it was cute. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm probably going to give this a 7.5. So, what about you?
That's probably where I am, too. I mean, it's not my favorite Feld by any means, but as far as pirate games go, this captures every aspect of pirating. And it does it in a way that you don't feel attacked. So, I think it's an interesting game.
I just wish resources weren't as scarce.
Yeah, the coin scarcity. Well, but I think it keeps this under control.
No, I'm fine with the coin scarcity per se. It's the overall resources. I feel like I should have been able to do a little bit more. But then again, at the same time, if you had 4 players, the board would have gotten eaten up fairly quickly.
Well, yeah, but you also scored 200 and something points by the end of the game. You would have been lapping this chart like 15 times.
I mean, fair enough. Maybe
so,
I don't know.
I think it's a balancing thing to keep the scores in check.
I got it. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We had an absolute blast, and hopefully you'll come hang out with us again. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.